Good morning, my name is Cynthia De La Rosa, and today I'm here to teach a lesson about autism and how it is affecting people in the U.S. So who in here knows what autism is? Yes?
It's a disorder where your brain is, well, it's not technically wired wrong, but it's a mental disorder where you inherit from different families on down. So
Yes.
that's all.
Well, autism is a disorder that affects the brain. It affects the brain by not allowing it to develop social and communication skills. And even though the brain is affected, people can function normally and seem like a normal person. Who does it affect? Well, it's mostly common in children, and it's diagnosed mostly in their 12 to 18 years of age, like when they're just born. And if it's diagnosed later on as a teenager, it's considered more regressive, and it affects 1 out of 150 children in the U.S. Does anybody have an opinion of why autism is caused? Yes?
Nuclear bombs.
No. Actually, autism there is no exact cause for autism. A quick fact is that in the 19th centuries, bad mothers were being blamed for autism and how they treated and raised their children, but it is not something that is conclusive. Does anybody have an idea of what can be symptoms of autism?
Like a symptom of autism is like you antisocial. You don't really get along with people. You stay to yourself. You're really secluded.
Okay. Yes.
Is when you have difficulties in speaking
Yes.
and thinking.
Yes. Well, not all autistic children have the same symptoms, and the most common is no eye contact. They do not speak when spoken to. They do not like to cuddle. So that's something that families have to go through, because if a mother wants to hug their child, the child does not allow them to be hugged or even kissed. Some severe symptoms is when autistic children inflict behavior on themselves. They tend to bite on themselves, hit themselves against the wall, or just act up on themselves. Yes?
So basically, you're telling us that they're suicidal.
They're not suicidal, but there has been that autistic people tend to try to wear helmets, like bicycle helmets, because they, out of nowhere, they just come out with the instinct of wanting to hit themselves. Yes?
Is it true that, like, if you try to, like, show affection to an autistic person, that they'll, like, break out and have a temper tantrum or something like that?
Well, like I said in the beginning, not all of them have the same symptoms. If it's cured when it's diagnosed in an early stage, most people can develop normally. Autistic people do not seem like they are retarded. Autistic people can look like common people.
So basically, they're selfish.
Like, they're aware of what's going on in their surroundings. They could just sit in a class normally, just like us, and look normally like us. Yes?
So you don't really know if someone has autism. Like, so some people have autism and I don't know it.
Well, that's what we're going to get to the next slide, where it says, how is autism diagnosed? There is no medical test for autism. What doctors do is that they evaluate the children. They do interviews. They just children tend to not act like normal children. Like they don't like to cuddle, like I said before. And it all starts with the parents noticing that their child is not wanting to social with other kids, or just not in their level of learning. Does anybody have any questions?
So, is autism curable? Can it be cured?
It is
a
not
treatment?
curable, but it is treatable. So you can live a normal life with autism. Unfortunately, though, families do suffer through it because it's not a normal situation. Yes?
You die from autism.
I honestly, I haven't heard of a case like that, but it is not a deadly disease.
But you could kill yourself for autism. You could kill yourself.
No.
have autism?
Do who?
Old people? Like
Well,
elderly.
it's mostly diagnosed in children, but if they do have, if old people do have autism, it's because they were already diagnosed as children.
Alright.
I think that's the last slide for PowerPoint. Oh no. Well, the treatment for autism, it always depends on the child and what they need and what kind of level of autism they are on. The two common treatments are behavioral therapy and floor treatment, which consists of repeating activities, and they have to do it at home, and constantly doing things like flashcards and pictures of families to remember them. And do anybody have any questions? Yes?
I forgot the first slide. What is autism?
Well, autism is a disorder that affects the brain by not allowing it to develop social and communication skills. Well, I want to thank y'all today for allowing me to teach y'all, and I really appreciate y'all getting involved and finding out what is autism. Thank you.